1981. Yeah.
And, you know, like with me, it's like that movie Dazed and Confused.
Yep.
It's totally how what that song reminds me of, you know, and everybody back then, the stoners in town, and fucking how I became a stoner, basically.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, growing up in this area, I was very, I would say, very sheltered in how I grew up. Very different than a lot of people, but so music was something that a lot of what I listened to was like AC/DC.
Right.
You know, that is still to this day one of my favorite bands. And so that era of music was really just, I loved it because it gave you something.
It did.
You know, and when this song came out, I mean, I was quite young.
Right.
I was, I think, maybe 9, 10.
Right.
You know, and so I really didn't pay much attention until I got a little bit older.
Right.
You know, and then of course everyone associates that song with, you know,
right.
You
can say jerking off, or you can say all that shit.
Okay, whatever.
It's
you
all
know?
right.
So, but that song, the opening to that song it's undeniable. You know it's coming, right?
Right.
And but doing a little bit of research, you know what the message was.
Right.
You know, and at that age, we have no idea what the music business is all about.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
so
exactly.
we're not going to associate it.
The music business is the radio for us.
It's the radio, you know, so, but I can see where, you know, from a musician's standpoint and the business aspect of it later down the road, understand what his message is, you know, and it's one of his most popular songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Very talented. I love his, you know, and I'll be honest, I listened to it, you know, coming over here and a number of times because once you said it, I was in like the worst.
Everybody has went that. Oh,
stroke.
wow.
Yeah, oh, yes, okay. But I think it does go back to like our heritage and our roots and growing up.
Totally.
You know, that is the era in which we grew up. I mean,
exactly.
Both.
But rock 80s.
You know? 80s rock, yeah. You know, and high school, I mean, parties.
Exactly.
You know, so as I was thinking back, that song has always been there. Yeah. You know,
it's iconic.
It's an iconic song.
Everybody knows that little snare roll at the beginning of it. You hear that, you go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's coming.
Yep.
So I don't know. Just I think all that music back then. Right. And I just can't get away from it.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I like the new music today. It's different. Mm-hmm. You know, there's this band called Falling in Reverse. They sing a song called Zombie, and it's basically about corporate America. You know, they're beating off of us, you know, and that's basically what the song's about, turning us into zombies, keeping us controlled. Yep. You know, when the governor made drugs legal, basically I went, oh, that's not very smart, you know, and I'm a big drug addict or ex-drug addict or whatever. Right. But I go, that's not smart at all. That's not a good plan. No. You know, it's just like, you know, I see what America is doing a little bit, or the world. It's probably more of the world. It's happening all over in a sense. You know, they give us our drugs to keep us calm. We all bitch about it, but we have it so it keeps us like controlled. It's a control thing, you know, which sucks. You know, it's you know, feeding off the weak, you know, and that's not right. You know,
it keeps the dollar bills rolling in their pocket.
Exactly.
Insurance companies.
Exactly.
All those things.
Exactly. You know, it's like, and it's a sad state of affairs. Where
it's not about fixing or solving the problem. It's prolonging the issues so that they can line their pockets.
Exactly.
You know, this will be a little off topic, but just like that shooting that happened with that CEO of the drug company.
Oh,
that
yeah.
just happened.
I heard something about
2 days ago, yesterday.
Wow.
On the subway.
Oh, yeah, that subway,
Subway shooting.
Yeah.
And it was a assassination.
Right.
But part of what some of the media that I saw was potentially that denial of claims and so on, and how that affects people's lives, or how they're over medicating or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
But he was definitely targeted, whether he was a CEO. Somebody made a statement.
Right. Yeah.
For that very same reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I understand. I don't condone it, but I understand it. You know, people get pissed off. You push them into a corner, they either fight or flight. Yeah. You know, and I'm the nicest guy in the world. You know, I'm an asshole. Don't get me wrong, I am. But I'm the nicest guy. I'll help anybody, you know, because I know you can't keep what you get. You got to give it away. Got to give it away, you know, and I don't have a lot, but I've got a little bit of time. I can sit there and talk to somebody if they need to talk or listen, you know, that's the big one. Listening is a big deal for a lot of people, you know, but, you know, I know you got to give back, you know, and and I get pissed off, but there's always someone that makes it all worthwhile. Sure. So,
addiction is a very tough deal to navigate today, especially with all the different types of drugs that are out there, the effects that it has on people, especially as we talk about mental health concerns.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those that have some mental health issues, how it exacerbates them, or how the drugs cause their mental health issues and exacerbates them.
Exactly.
And it is, and I work in that field. Yeah. But been sober. March will be 27 years.
That's a big deal. Because
so,
I've known you in both ends, you know,
both sides, absolutely.
And that's awesome. The gal got 36 years yesterday. Yeah, I read online, you know, and I went, "That's fucking cool."
Well, she's a friend of mine. I know exactly
she's
what you're talking about.
Cool, you know, and that's cool. You know, she obviously got sober semi-young, like you, you know, which that doesn't necessarily happen that way all the time, but you know, it's cool when I see that. You know, I know that. Because I've quit all the hard stuff. Yeah. Pot is what makes people tolerable to me, you know, right now. And for, you know, my injuries and stuff, different stuff, it's better medicine than a pain pill. Yeah. You know, it'll take my mind off it where I don't think about it, at least. Whereas on pain pills, I'm still thinking about it because I'm going to come down and I better not come down, you know.
It's a better way to manage.
Exactly.
Things. And I deal with a lot of people that utilize CBDs, they utilize marijuana, whether it's sleep aids. Right. And you know,
it could make a big difference. Yeah, there's enough science there to go.
That supports it,
exactly.
Right? And so sometimes I'm on the fence, but I have to remember that it's not my life and my decisions. Right. It's their life and how it affects them and what is good for them. Now, those that say I use it as a sleep aid and are smoking weed all day. Right. Okay, maybe not the best practice, but that's their...
Like with me, I've got a dab habit from hell. But it takes my mind off of it, like right now, and I don't think about it, you know, and until it wears off, and then I'll take another one. But I do smoke recreationally too, but the medicine behind it, it fucking works.
Yes.
You know, I gave my mom some cream before it became legal. I had my friend at the dispensary when it was all medical, you know, still. She gives me this cream for your skin. And I gave it to my mom. She looks at the sticker on top. Oh, what the hell is that? I said, it's medicated, Mom. And she goes, with what? I said, with pot. And she goes, oh, no, I can't do that. So I took it home, and I used it for a week, and I was going, this shit's bomb. I pulled the sticker off and gave it back to her, and she's praising God, the miracles of this cream. You know, it's like, but it's all psychological a lot, you know. When it wasn't legal, Mom didn't think about it. But I told her the stories about RSO oil. You know, my buddy is like the poster child for it. He's dead now, but he had 38 rounds of chemo and radiation and all this shit. and he lost only 6 pounds the whole time, never got sick, and ate every day. You know, and that's miracle shit there for stuff like that, you know, for sure. Because most likely you're going to get sick off of chemo.
Right.
You know, you're not going to eat. You're going to lose weight. And this guy barely lost any weight, you know. And that's the stuff I like about it. You know, because I don't think there's anything that's a cure-all necessarily. There may be, but we don't know it yet, you know. The government probably does, but fuckers,
well,
you know,
those that created
right, exactly. Those that created the cancer can cure it, you know. But it's you know, it works. I put a little bit of my dab that I smoked on. My girlfriend had a burn on her leg, or ex-girlfriend, and I go put some of this dab on there, and in a day it was scab. The scab was ready to fall off.
Right.
You know, I go, that says something. You know, it says a lot. You know, really, and. I don't know.
I use a CBD cream.
That's cool.
That is made here locally, and with kettlebell sport, my joints, my muscle tissues get beat up.
Oh, yeah.
And I use it on my
works.
Shoulders, and I'm telling you, I'll wake up the next day.
They used to have a roll-on. It looked like roll-on deodorant. Up at this dispensary in El Waco, and I bought some one time, and literally you can swipe it across whatever, and like that area is numb, like right now. You know, it's not debilitatingly numb, but it takes the pain away like instant. It's like, oh, this is miracle shit here. I like this. Yeah. But I'm gonna do a little salve that's like peppers, hot peppers, peppermint, and then pot. And I found some guy made some, and it worked really good. It was like that icy hot shit, you know, and it worked tremendously. And it was just CBDs in there with the pot and the peppermint, but the peppers with the hot and the peppermint with the cool, and then the pot to even it all out. And that stuff was really, really good, really good.
But I appreciate the fact that there's people that are making things that are attainable, cost effective,
definitely,
and it's very helpful, and they're thinking about, you know, hey, how do we help people that don't want to get hooked on some opiates or pain medications or anything else like that is really helps people.
See, you know, there's this gal I knew, and she had a bad pill problem. She was smoking like half a roll a day, 50 pills a day, and I helped cure her of that. Well, I'm not going to say cure because you don't get cured, but I put it in remission for sure. She's got a hell of a pot habit now, but I dabbed her. I'd give her, for the first few days, I would wake her up, here, take a dab. You know, kind of overdid it on her, but it got her through the hard part of the sickness, you know, to where it was irritable, but it wasn't that bad because nothing's that bad when you're stoned anyway, you know, and she figured that out. And you know, she doesn't do any opiates no more, which is a big deal, you know, and she smokes a lot of pot, but that's the least of all the evils out there, really, you know. It just tends to work a little better, I think.
I think if you look at the aspect of when people are, if they're using hard drugs, let's just say heroin, meth, you know, fentanyl, whatever it is, that they're going to go out a lot of times that, just in my experience, you see people out committing crimes so they can get that next fix. You don't see that with
pot.
You don't with the marijuana use.
You might see, you know, some big thefts of marijuana every once in a while, but nobody gets hurt. You know, no guns are even involved. You know,
so, you know, it's all in all, I would say that it's a much better way to go, you know, for a lot of different issues. But I have seen a lot of positive out of it, out of people that go from the hard drug addiction, and it's still addiction. It does.
It's still addiction, you know.
But it's
a better crutch to have. Yeah, definitely. Even though coming off of pot really sucks too. I remember the one time I tried it, you know,
the one time 20 years ago.
Yeah, and it sucked. You know, Heidi was pissed at me, you know, because I need some pot. Here, go get some fucking pot. You know, just fucking go. You know. But you know, I don't know. It works for me. That's all I know. I'm not in trouble, and that's that's a big deal.
Kind of aged out all the other crap.
Well, I noticed now when the cops came the other, I'm going to press pause on this.